Every Muslim wants to make money and become financially free. Whether it's to travel the world, do hijrah, have a better lifestyle, or to simply quit your 9 to 5 and have that freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And in this video here, I'm going to share with you the 5 halal side hustles you can start that could make you $500 a day, all online, from your laptop or your phone. And if you stick around, I'm going to show you how you can easily scale one of these side hustles to over $1,000 a day. Now, the goal is for you to start this as a side hustle along your current job and then turn it into your main thing, eventually replacing your 9 to 5. Now, one of these side hustles turned into a real business that makes me 7 figures a year, all completely halal. Now, I don't share this with you to brag. I simply want to let you know what's possible if you pay attention to this video. So close all your tabs, get out the pen and paper and actually take notes, because if you take action on what I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, it can completely change your life. Now, everyone's talking about hijrah these days. Life in the West sucks. Life in the West, like UK, US, Canada, or other Western countries, is becoming increasingly difficult for Muslims to live in. Now, with issues like the widespread LGBTQ agenda influencing workplace and schools, rising living costs, the increased attacks on Muslims, high taxes, the West is not the best place for Muslims to live in. Now, many Muslims are looking to move to countries like the UAE, Malaysia, or Oman. And this trend isn't just among individuals, even business owners, whether Muslim or not, are seeking to relocate to a more tax-friendly and stable Muslim nation like the UAE. Now, I experienced this firsthand almost a year ago. And one thing I realized is that moving countries involves a lot of paperwork, headaches, and steps that I quite frankly didn't want to deal with. So I opted to work with an agency that facilitated my hijrah. Now, starting a hijrah agency is a fantastic side hustle. You're basically providing support to those that find it hard to relocate to a new country. Now, how do you go about starting one? Well, step 1, you figure out the main country that you're going to help people to move into. And what you do is acquire the necessary licenses. Step 2 is that you understand the process. You sit down and you learn the process from A to Z, what it takes, how much it costs, and figure out how much you can charge as a surplus for your services. Let's say it costs $1,000 for you to get the visa arranged, and you charge $2,000 to process and get it done for them, leaving you with $1,000 in profit. So get maybe 10 of those a month and you make $10,000 a month. Now, step 3, which is the hardest part, you need to go out there and acquire clients. You can use social media, or you can use ads where you can maybe run an ad saying, hey, do you want to move to the UAE? Give them some freebie like a hijrah checklist, and then each person that opts in, you can give them a call and sell your services. Now, pros of this side hustle is that it's fulfilling to help Muslims move to a Muslim country, as you get rewarded for helping them move to a place where they can practice the deen. And it's also very untapped, given the fact that it's becoming an increased issue where people want to leave the country. And most people who do these businesses, they're not very creative themselves. Now, the biggest downside of this model is that it is ideal and more preferable if you are living in the country that you're helping people move into, as this builds more trust. And acquiring clients will be a bit difficult since you probably need to spend money on ads or have a good network to begin with, which is not the case for most people. Now, if you're aiming to build a business in your city or country that could earn you $500 a day, this next idea might be perfect for you. And it does not require you to move countries. We're talking about real estate. But before you click away and think it involves riba, aka interest, rest assured, because it does not involve owning any properties. Now, let me explain. The concept is rental arbitrage, and this model involves renting properties from landlords and renting them on platforms like Airbnb, Booking.com for short-term stays, and you make a profit from the difference. Now, rental arbitrage is attractive because it avoids the pitfalls of riba. You don't need to buy a property up front, and you can generate recurring income. For example, if you agree with a landlord to rent a property in London for £2,000 a month and then list it on Airbnb for £200 a month, and let's say you book for 20 nights, to be conservative, you booked for 20 nights a month, this would generate you £4,000 in revenue. After subtracting the rent, you'd earn £2,000 in gross profit. And if you scale this up to 5 properties, you could be making £10,000 a month on a recurring basis. However, here are some of the downsides. Setting up your first property will require you to invest a lot of money for furniture, for deposit, and sometimes the landlords might even ask you for rent up front just because they don't trust people trying to make money out of their own properties. In most cases, they prefer long-term stays, long-term rent. And also, it may take you a few months to become profitable. And another downside is that, especially at the beginning, it requires you to be on site. Now, this might be difficult if you have a 9 to 5, where you'll have to travel to Airbnb and make sure that things are running smoothly, that the place is being cleaned up, making it less suitable for remote work or if you want to do hijrah. Now, the third side hustle is much more suited for you if you want to do it from home. Now, we live in an attention economy and everyone is on social media. Experts say that people spend 2.5 hours a day on social media. And instead of you being a consumer and getting a brain rot, become a producer and make money from social media by becoming a content creator. Basically, post content on Instagram or TikTok on a daily basis with the goal of becoming viral so you can sell a product like a course or coaching. For example, you have a workout plan you're selling for $100. All you need to do is just sell 5 of those a day to make $500. Now, you might come to me and be like, but hey, I don't have experience or anything worthy of selling. That's when you do affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is when you sell someone else's product and you make a commission out of that. For example, you make a post about a planner that you're using. Every time someone purchases from your link, your affiliate link that's in your bio, you get a commission. Now, let's say it costs £30 or $30 and you make 15% or you make 10%. So you need to just sell 100 of those a day to make around $300 to $500 a day. Now, this is a great model. Why do I know this? Well, because 6 months ago, I started posting on social media and I grew my account from 700 followers all the way to 50,000 followers with just 10 posts. And I'm not saying that you can achieve the same amount of growth, but this just goes to show that it doesn't take too much for you to be able to benefit from social media. Now, the topic you talk about could be about anything, right? Make money online, relationships, fitness, Islam, productivity, self-development, motherhood. It really is up to you. And that's the best part about being a content creator. You can talk about anything and your people will find your content. However, the downside is that it takes time to make it work and it requires a lot of learning on how the algorithm works. And the majority of people, they don't want to show their face online. So if you want to build a halal side hustle that could make you $500 a day without needing to show your face, this next one could be it. Since lockdown in 2020, consumer habits have changed. Everyone is buying things online, which means that you can make money online from this opportunity. Now, how? Dropshipping. Everyone has heard about dropshipping. So if you don't know what it is, essentially it's a way to sell products online where you don't keep anything in stock. Instead, when someone buys from you, you buy the item from the supplier and they ship it directly to your customer. For example, you decide to sell a necklace and you find a supplier that sells the necklace for $1 per item. And all you do is add a markup, build your store with a tool like Shopify or WooCommerce and create ads to promote your store. You get customers, they make an order, and you keep the difference between what you charge your customers and how much you pay the supplier. Let's say you sell 100 of these necklaces a day and you make $500, but in revenue. Now, this might seem very lucrative and easy, but it's far from the truth. Right? With dropshipping, don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of money. However, it requires a lot of capital and risk to make it work. To start with, you need to invest heavily into ads, the main way of acquiring customers. And from my personal experience and many of my friends who have tried dropshipping, you need around $3,000 to $5,000 to test things around. So there's a lot of risk and it's not even guaranteed if $3,000 to $5,000 is going to result in profit. And even when you're successful, you're mostly just left with 10 to 30% profit margins. So when you see gurus online flex a $50,000 payment, very well in most cases, it's just 5 to 10K in profit. Another thing with dropshipping is that in order for you to be really good at it, requires you to be skilled in many different areas like paid advertising, customer support, website optimization, and product research. Skills that will take time to develop and time that if you're watching this video, you probably don't have because you're someone that's already very occupied with your 9 to 5. And one thing that many people don't talk about is that most dropshipping gurus push for deceptive marketing tactics, where in order to get sales, they'll have to lie to their customers and be deceptive to their potential customers or use music in their ads to reach a big audience. So Islamically speaking, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you already know some of these skills. You can make it work, but you have to do it right and in a halal way. You need to be creative. Instead, focus on a side hustle that has higher profit margins and one that is aligned with your values as a Muslim. And this next side hustle ticks all the boxes. This is the exact model that I followed to build my business to 6 and 7 figures, which allowed me to get married, become financially free, do hijrah, and leave the West. And this is the model that allows me to get payments like these. And that is perfect for Muslims. Why? Because there's zero involvement of interest and there's no startup cost needed, and it's 100% remote, so you can do this at the comfort of your own home. And the best part about this model is that it does not require any experience. Why? Because this model uses the same principle that allowed Uber and Airbnb to become billion-dollar companies. Instead of connecting drivers to customers, you are going to connect business owners in need of services with experts. It's called the service arbitrage model. You basically build an agency and provide a service. You're the salesman, the visionary, and have a team that fulfills the services on your behalf. So here's how it works. Step one, you identify businesses that either want to grow their revenue or want to optimize their current business, aka save money. Step two, you pick a service, and this could be any of these services here, and you package it into an attractive offer. You build your website, you register your company, which in the UK costs £12, and then you reach out to those potential clients. You book meetings, you close them, and you delegate the work to your freelancer. Now, here's how the numbers look like. Let's say you reach out to 100 businesses, 5 of them book a call with you, and one of them closes for a $2,500 a month package, and you outsource that to a freelancer from the third world and pay them $500. So you profit $2,000, and you repeat this process 5 times and you will make $10,000. The only downside of this model is that it requires you to pick a good market, because if you go with the wrong one, you might have a hard time trying to sell your service. And that's exactly how you can make at least $500 a day in a completely halal way. Now, if you take one of these side hustles and follow every single step to a T, I promise you that you will see results and you will start making halal money online. And you'll be able to turn this into your main source of income with the potential of making upwards of $30,000. Now, with everything that I just shared with you, you really have 2 options. Pick one of these models, try and do it yourself, knowing all the problems you will face. And if that's you, I genuinely wish you all the best. And may Allah grant you success. And option number 2 is that you can have me mentor you directly and teach you how to get to $10,000 a month within 90 days, inshallah. And if you pick the second option, then click the first link down in the description below to learn more about how I've helped many Muslims online like you quit their 9 to 5 and achieve financial freedom in a completely halal way. Just like Hamza, who went from 0 to 20k a month in just 2 months, was able to quit his 9 to 5. Or Fawaz, who scaled to $10,000 a month within 45 days of joining my mentorship. So again, that's the first link in the description. Click it down below, apply. If this is the right fit, I'll speak to you soon. Now, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this related to how you can make money online as a Muslim. So I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.